this group wanted to do a hybrid, like a narrative and documentary hybrid, which is very hard to do. And so what I loved about their film is that they used their narrative scenes kind of as B-roll for the points they were making about the male gaze. So I thought creatively this project did a really good job of bringing those two art forms together. Okay, hi, we've got Caper, we've got Frida, and we've got Aiyanna. Let's give it up for rose-colored glasses. Okay, what was it like to see you work on the big screen, especially for you, Caper? Incredible performance by Caper. Can we all give Caper a round of applause? Oh my goodness. That's a vulnerable thing to do. Caper, how did it feel to see your performance on the big screen alongside your very hard work in the film?
I think watching myself back is kind of cringe. Like I was like watching it and I was like, oh my god, I should have done that differently. And but I think it's like it comes with all filmmaking. You kind of want everything to be perfect and like to pursue this vision that you have in your head. And sometimes it doesn't work like that, especially when you're doing documentary things, like you're hoping for certain sound bites and things like that, and it just doesn't come out like that. So I think watching it back, I was like hard on myself, but I know I had to be like, it's okay, it's fine, it looks good.
And Frida, tell me about the filmmaking process, how you guys started out wanting to make a fiction, like a narrative film, but then how did you interweave the interviews with the scenes? Because I thought it turned out really great.
I think that, I don't know how to really word it. We started off wanting like a complete narrative film, but I think that once we started like creating the story, we thought it was important to like kind of add people's real stories to get like our point across, and to like show that this is like a real problem.
Absolutely. And Aiyanna, what did you take away from the program? It's been a few months now, so what do you remember? What did you enjoy about it? Like, tell me your takeaways from the program.
I took away a lot from it. It was very like informative to me, especially from hearing from all the women speakers who came in. It was very kind of like I had a connection, as well with me and all the girls. Like it was very nice, very fun. And I enjoyed the experience very much, and my whole takeaway is just like my whole takeaway from it is just being able to like express myself and my emotions towards our gaze on the male gaze, and I just took a lot from it and carried it, and stayed the same, stood with my opinion. So, yeah.
Awesome. What kind of themes, Caper, do you want to explore next in your work? Like, do you want to go deeper into the male gaze? Like, what themes or topics are you excited about to explore next?
I think drama and dramedies. Dramedies are my favorite genre of movies. So I think drama and encompassing topics that people really don't like to talk about, because I think when you make films and you can show people that other people are going through the same problem you are, it becomes easier to talk about that topic. I know a lot of things that I've kind of put in my little film journal in my phone is talking about things like drug addiction or things like postpartum depression, and things just people tend to ignore that are everyday struggles for some people. Yeah.
Amazing. Those are all really amazing, important topics. And Frida, what would you say, is there any misconception to you about being a girl or being a filmmaker that you want to explore in your work next?
I think it's kind of like the thing where women are treated like if they don't know anything, when that's wrong. We do know what we're doing, and we do know things. I think that would be it.
Absolutely. And what's next for you three? What's going on in school or in hobbies or next films? Tell us what's going on in your lives next. What can we look out for?
I go to a film school in downtown LA, so hoping the best for that and creating little silly films. with my school friends.
They're not little and silly though. They're really profound and important.
Yeah,
I enjoy that.
they're great. We're gonna put our foot down and put our voices out there. So the world, be ready for that. But yeah, I'm taking up the hobby of, like, I love watching movies and just taking information from those and just like learning from them and, you know, like figuring out like what I want to do in the future when it comes to film, because I do take that as like what I want to do, and it's just, they're so informative. So that's my hobby. I love watching just films and like documentaries and stuff, and just like learning things, stuff like that.
Amazing. And Caper, what did you learn about yourself in this process? I feel like you were the one kind of that really took on the vulnerability of being in the film, as well as, of course, Aiyanna was also in the film, but you did the acting as well as you're shaping it. So how did that feel, and what did you learn about yourself?
I learned that I love to take on a lot of responsibility.
Amazing.
I think knowing that we all had this kind of shared vision and we wanted it to come out a certain way, I knew that I wasn't gonna be able to get someone to like go through our brain and like pick out what we wanted. So I think that was important in terms of the acting part, and also just taking on multiple responsibilities. Like Olivia, I love the lights. I love the light kit. That was like my baby.
You love the lights. It's so exciting.
And I love the camera. I hope to do cinematography in my future. So I think being able to like take the acting and also use the cinematography to emote more than what is being said or what's being shown.
Absolutely. Any questions from the audience for this fantastic group? Yes, ma'am, right here.
No, that's not my mom. My mom's right there.
It's called good acting. That's a good question. Yeah. Why don't you tell them where did we get our actors? Where do we find our actors?
The woman who played my mom is actually our mentor's friend. She was also a mentor in this program last year. And then the guy, his name's Aaron. We actually found him on this campus. He works on this campus. He's not an actor, okay?
They came back with lunch one day, they're like, we found a guy. I was like, what? First of all, where? On this campus, but also, that's awesome. What a trooper.
Went up to his office and we're like, hey, can you be in our short film?
What a find. That guy was great. Aaron was great. I love it. Any other questions for the group? Yes, Olivia.
What would you say is the hardest thing you have overcome?
Making the film or the program?
Yeah.
It's the hardest thing you'd overcome. Good question.
At least for me, I think I was able to find that there's a lot of like little problems that go on when you're filming, especially in production. Editing is like, okay, you have time. Pre-production is like, okay, you kind of have time. But in production, you have this like set amount of time that you need to work out your problems in. And I think kind of figuring out how to maneuver that was difficult, but we did it. And I liked it, so like a challenge.
Anyone else? Any other questions? Wonderful. Let's give it up for rose-colored glasses. Thank you, Rose.